Well, hello everybody. We're back. Um, we did do a little bit of a reset. Let me explain. Um, when I first created the franchise, I created it online, and then I remembered as I was going through, I remembered some of the difficulties that folks were having with 24, especially some of the online franchises disappearing, some saves becoming corrupt and unable to get to, and then I was like, what would I do if that happened to me? So I decided, you know what, let me just take it offline. I know the outcome of basically the first 12 games, right? We ended up 7-5. And I said, okay, let me go ahead. And then as I was doing that, um, I had to make sure that once we got to 5-5, so was Philly. Philly was at 5-5, and then the Giants were not that far behind, but I did kind of lose track of them, right? And then so what we have is pretty much kind of a reset because I'm going to tell you right now, even though I made sure Philly was still, 5-5 with us when we got to 5-5, that's not how things have turned out since. and as we can see here, it was a complete reset, right? Detroit still on top of their division. We can see Minnesota wasn't doing as poorly, isn't, and so I think Minnesota and Chicago kind of swapped places. I think Chicago was doing better. Green Bay, I want to say, was probably still the same. I didn't go back and look. I wasn't going to try to just make everybody where they were, but you can see um, before Washington was way worse. As a matter of fact, they only had 2 wins, um, and then now we're sitting at 10-5 because I went ahead and played the last 3 games and was very shocked at the outcomes. And I will admit, the last 2 games were pretty much near perfect. And then the last game itself, just the one here, I actually downloaded some sliders. And the only ones I downloaded multiple sliders. I didn't know which ones that I wanted to use, so I said, let me just download um, a couple of versions and see what they look like. And ended up downloading it's was realistic gameplay, whatever, and I was like, this is weird because this is way different than the sliders that I've seen before. Now, I did make modifications to it. One modification, not up here. This is what it was, and I was like, really? Some of them seem kind of high, but then I'm like, and then I guess it's always going to be a question. Does it matter if the defense is AI controlled, right? You're just watching. So I don't know that these actually matter, right? Just like I don't know that these matter since I'm not actually controlling the defense, and that means I'm not actually facing the offense. But I kind of think these are kind of low, right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to boost this up just a little bit. I think the way these sliders were put together, um, yeah, they do kind of seem kind of low. And um, the last game, now the game before the last game was just 50s all across, right? Except I do go in, and I always boost this one to 52 and this one to 52, but they had the interception slider at 35. I actually think that's still the way that this game intercepts passes, still too high. So I dropped it to 25. So that was the first change that I made. Second change was I boosted field goal power. We talked about that before. I go in, I boost the field goal power, and then I drop the accuracy, right? Punt power, I boost that a little bit, and then I drop the accuracy. And then the kickoff power, I boost that a little bit. Now, injuries they had set at 10. I boosted it to 18 just to see more injuries. And part of me wants to shoot it to 21, if, and then maybe even higher. Who knows? Fatigue, I always put at 55, and this one I always leave at 45, right? My understanding is the lower this number, the greater the spread in speed differential between two players, right? So, and then fatigue, I just boost it a little bit. That way it doesn't isn't as impactful. And then I don't usually mess with the penalties, and then they didn't mess with them either. Sometimes I will boost the pass defensive pass interference because we know how that is, right? And sometimes I will boost the roughing the passer as well. I don't boost them a lot. Like sometimes I'll actually push the def. Well, I mean, in 24, I would push the pass defense up to 55, if not 60. And then roughing the passer, I only like push it up a couple, like to 52. And I had it at 52 before I imported these sliders in there. And I was like, since they had it at 50, I just said I'll leave it at 50 because I feel like it's calling it. Um, and I felt like actually it was calling it more often than it should, but I wasn't sure. But like I said, I'm not sure about the defensive stuff, right? Because I'm not playing the defensive stuff. So since I'm just watching, I don't know that that really impacts that. So if anybody knows, I'd appreciate it if you like leave a comment and say, yeah, it does impact, you know, the AI stuff as well. And if so, then okay, okay, it's interesting to me. But again, usually I do boost these. I'm still a little, as a matter of fact, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit right now, just to tweak it up. Um, so I went in, so I did that, and then the last game was very interesting to me. And then I'll show you just, well, you can see right there, the last game, being, I don't know how it got that out of hand. To be honest with you, it was crazy. I mean, it actually got to the point where I had Trey Lance and um, Rico Dowdle in the game, right? I actually took Dak and Zeke off the field, right? So there were four turnovers. And then as you can see, right, the score didn't even start until the second quarter, right? You remember I simmed through the first and second quarter. So the first quarter was, pretty even. And then at the half, it was 17-7. And then I step in and take over in the third and fourth quarter, right? And things just got way out of hand, and it was crazy. You see, I had a total of 172 yards rushing. Passing was 351. I even sat CD. So, player stats. So here we go. Well, Trey Lance's rating is low because he was only one of three. But he completed, one of three for 13 yards. Um, and then, Dak, he threw an interception. I threw the interception with him. So interceptions are still happening, even though I set it down that low. And there probably could have been another one, right? Two more actually. Luckily, they were dropped. Um, but yeah, it was crazy. It just ballooned. And then rushing, this is Dowdle in the fourth quarter. That's him. I was just running the ball. And he still got me into position and got into the end zone. It was like, what in the world is going on here? Zeke couldn't go anywhere. 2.8. They were stopping me left and right when I put Zeke in. Then all of a sudden I put Dowdle in, and then the plays just presented themselves, and all of a sudden I, have a play that's going one way, and I change the direction where the play was going, and the next thing you know, the whole edge is open to me. And then when I got Zeke in there, I couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage half the time. It was crazy. And then it was just like, okay, so yeah, Dowdle was in for the whole fourth quarter. And that was it. Those are 14 rushes in the fourth quarter. And the reason being is because Mayfield just kept throwing interception after interception. I was like, dude, what is going on here? Right? And I'm like, I'm watching this, so I'm like, if I'm not mistaken, this is still 50-50. There's no adjustment that I can do to change how this is going. Right? So I was like, okay. So that was interesting. And then like I said, I pulled CD, right? And then Cooks was tearing him up, Tolbert, Fergie, right? I was like, all right, go ahead, And we were just hitting other people, and then I brought Flournoy in there, um, and moved CD into the fourth spot, brought Flournoy up into the third, and then bumped up Cooks and Tolbert, and just let them uh, finish out the game, the last quarter. So it was close to being a perfect game. It was crazy. So TFLs, right? They were just, like I said, they were killing me. They were just getting in that backfield, just taking Zeke out left and right. Mozzie had an all right game there, but then sacks were nothing, major, right? Mozzie had a half sack, Parson had a half sack, and then Clark had a full sack, right? So, I mean, they sacked us twice, we sacked them twice. This is the crazy part. So Diggs, 2 interceptions. Kalen Carson got his first interception, pick six interception, right? And then Kendricks, sweet interception by Kendricks. It was crazy. I was like, man, I wish I should be recording this so people can see that, because it was a very nice interception on his part. And I'm like, do I want to replay the game just so that everybody can see it? And I'm like, you know what? No, it's too good of a game to uh, replay and do over. And then, so I was like, okay, so we'll take it. And then, if you probably notice here, the Panthers game, I thought the Panthers game was an anomaly, right? Because that one was crazy, but that one was out of control by the half. So before I even took over, I took over with a 28-7 lead. All I had to do was just sit back and, not 28-7, 28-3 lead. And so all I do was just sit back, wait, yeah, three, and then just let them, you know, and just watch my defense go to work. And then it was nice. It was nice, 2 weeks. Of course, this playthrough, right? There's some differences here. One thing I did want to show you real quick was crazy, and I thought it was cool, but it was crazy when it happened because I hadn't seen it in previous iterations, right? But I want to show you Guyton and BB. So we'll start with BB, and we'll go back to his progression history. So this is last game, right? So one at home by over 3 touchdowns, so +2 morale, right? 83 downs played, so he got 498 experience for that, right? 5 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns, right? So you got experience and legacy for those. Um, the training, right? But then the week prior, season goal or bonus, 30 team passing touchdowns, right? So we hit that. That's the first time I've seen a massive XP gain like that for meeting a season goal like that, I guess. And not only did it happen with him, so I mean, to the point where he had three, I believe it was three points for upgrading, and then Guyton Okay, he's star dev. I think that finally came out. Um, his was a little bit higher, and he had 4 upgrade points. 4. So now he's a 82 overall, but I think that's because he's got that temporary plus to him. So he's 81 overall. So he went from a 77 to an 81 right by that point. And I was just like, holy cow. And then I think that's like the first time that I've seen that I can recall that I've paid attention. But then to see like an immediate like he's got 4 points, skill points to put together, right? And it was something, right? And then now with this playthrough, the questions at the beginning, right? At the end of training camp, and then what they ask you and things like that. One was I said, I'm more concerned about the offense and I'm concerned about the running game. So they ask, um, what does a successful season look like? So you have to get 1,300 rushing yards between your running backs, you know? And then they came back later and asked me another question, and all of a sudden, that one, I was like, okay, yeah, we need the rushing game to be on point for the season. And now all of a sudden, I need to get 1,500 yards from the running backs for it to be a successful season. So now those are my goals, right? All of a sudden, for a successful season, right? And then I got hit with a right around our bye week. Dak had a charity event and CD had a charity event, and you have to choose which one you go to. And I chose to go to Dak's, and then so CD came back, and he was like a little petulant child, I thought, and was like, and then so you had options on how to answer that, and I was like, I don't know how to answer that, because they didn't have my answer. It was like, grow up, dude. You know what I'm saying? We're all adults here. We all have lives that we have to lead, right? And we have to make tough choices. Your charity event will succeed whether I'm there or not. And it's like, just grow up. That was what I wanted to say, but it wasn't available. And whatever I did say, just there was always some snide, little snarky, childish thing that comes back, and I'm like, God, I hate the writing, man. The writing can be better, in my opinion, because it just isn't. I don't know. So yeah, the things that are happening, just I was just like, oh, this is awful. But so that's like I said, the big differences, just in running the same team with the same players, just running it a second time, and you're getting completely different things to have to answer to and do. Another thing is, when I started this up, I started with just a offline, whatever available whatever roster was loaded at the time, right? So I guess the most up to date one, and this roster actually did have Sam Williams out with a complete ACL tear for the season. So I was like, and then it also had Muhammad and Lawson and Phillips already signed to the roster, right? And all I had to do was just go pick up Vigil, right, who actually did make the team, um, and right, and so it was pretty on point as far as the player wise, right? Player depth wise. And then what I ended up doing was, and then just to show the roster here, um, just so we all know what we got here. So let's go to just lineup. So This is our roster. So, okay, hey, BB's a star right now too. So, yeah, BB, Smith, Guyton, Martin, and they're still. And then we got Ferguson, Schoonmaker. Schoonmaker's the star dev? When did he get star dev? Wow. Okay. Um, Hendershot, right? Then we got Dak, Lance, and Rush. Zeke is the starter now this year. I basically the goal at the end of camp was the one with the most yards, and I did that on purpose because I knew Zeke was going to play more quarters by the end of camp, so he should have more yards. And so I was like, okay. And then so Zeke won the matchup. But then I ended up cutting Freeman, and I started out with just three backs. And then I said, you know what? I'm just going to add in a fourth. And I went and got, and Justice Hill just happens to be out there on the waiver wire. And I was like, yeah, I'll bring him on board, right? So don't have Akers. But the competition really was between Dowdle and Zeke won, right? So you got Lamb, Cooks, Brooks, oops, and then you got Flournoy and Turpin, right? And then on defense, right, we got we got Lawrence, Nealon, and Lawson. We still haven't uncovered Nealon's depth trait. Um, when Phillips got hurt, I had to go find a replacement, and then so I brought in Austin Johnson, who was just on a free agent. So, and then you got Mozzie. Mozzie's been doing, he's been putting in the work. I got him, training every week, and I've been bumping him up. Like I think I've bumped him up like four times so far. Um, Golston Lawson is just the backup, but we got Osa, right? Um, Osa is my right end on the in base. Nealon is backing him up, and then you got Lawson, and then you got Clark out here at the will. You got Kendricks, and then Parsons at the Sam, right? And then Luafau, man, that guy. As a matter of fact, the last game I took Parsons, put him in at the right end, and then moved Clark back over to the Sam. And instead of putting Overshone there, I put Luafau, and he was killing it. He was killing it. I am totally stoked and 100% confident that I don't need to re-sign Kendricks. I think Luafau is my starting middle linebacker next season. He 100% totally impressed with this kid. Hooker, and then Bell. I ended up starting Wilson at the beginning of the season, but then Bell's rating got higher, and I was like, okay, all right. He moved up over. He moved past him, so I was like, okay. And then you can see on special teams, right? Left end, Mozzie with Osa, right? One technique, three technique, right end. And then here's our linebackers. But I mean, Luafau's making a case for himself, right? And then Jordan still in the slot. Jordan had a pick last game. Whoa. It might have been a pick. Was it a pick six? I think it was. So, it's like, gosh, I can't be mad at this guy, right? The other guy, yeah. So Carson had his first pick six, right? And then Kwame he's just getting kind of by the wayside and probably won't get re-signed, right? And then you got Zeke. I did re-sign Zeke. I did give him a 3-year contract. And Dowdle. Um, Maybe I only gave Zeke 2 years. Yeah, 2 years, and then Dowdle 3 or 4. One of the two. It was they were inexpensive, so I said, I'll go ahead. Right? We got Tolbert in the slot. So that's and then on our practice squad, oh, we do have a spot open, but we got Scott. I found Armor, and I was like, yeah, let me throw him on there. Fedarian Mathis, right? Fahoko, um, Malik Davis, John Mechie was just sitting out there, and I put him on there, and then nobody's picked him up. I mean, it's free. It's fair game. I didn't lock it down like I keep threatening to, but I just said, okay, Jalen Cropper is on there. Well, let's go. He's on there. Um, Henderson, I picked up off of the free agency, and no one's come pick him up. And then Chasen Hines, right? Picked him up out of free agency as well. As a matter of fact, since we do have a spot, ooh, I love Thornton's speed. But Danny Gray, but he's older. And then Velus Jones, if he wasn't so old, man. Who was it? JT Woods, man. Look at that speed, too. That safety. Who was I looking at, though? I was looking at another one late, but he's further down. I really love Troy Anderson's speed at linebacker. I just don't. That overall is so low, though. I mean, look at that speed, man. Bring him in, move him out to right line, or move him outside, and just let him run around and chase people down. How old is Anderson? 25. That makes a difference. It does. Who's this? Alex Wright. You know what we're gonna do? Who's youngest? I like that. Also, Tyrion, Tyrion Davis Price. Which one should we go with? Should we go Thornton Speed or give Price a chance? Or Woods? That is just that is nice speed in the back. You know what? The one that stands a chance to actually get a chance is Price. Davis Price. So we'll sign Davis Price to all right. So what we're gonna do is we are going to jump into next week. Oh, so the other thing is, and then here's let's see. So we clinched the East, yes, because I don't know, it Philly went sideways. I did not expect that. So, but I'm not really concerned with that because one of the things in the interviews, I, they give you a choice, and I think I picked wrong because we were 3-1, right? Because we started the season 3-1, and as a matter of fact, we made it to 4-1, then lost three straight, and then ended up at 4-4, then 5-4, then 5-5, and then got to 7-5 before switching here to the offline. Um, and they ask you how many wins would be, at this, the quarter part of the season, right? How many wins would be a good total? And then I said 12 to 13. Actually, yeah, no, it's 12 to 14. We could get to based on what our performance so far, we should be able to get to 12 to 14 wins. And so we got to get to 12. Well, at 7-5, we were right. It's like I know we get to 7-5. I should realize that means we have to win out. We have to win the last five remaining games in order to get to 12 wins, right? So that was another thing that I put on myself there, right? And then so we've got the Eagles coming up and then Washington. Those are our final two games, division games. Never easy, okay? Now, what was surprising to me is the game against the Panthers. The Panthers are 10-5 now. So they were doing great. Wait, what are they now? What is the Panthers are still look at them. They're 11-4. They are number 2 in the division. So how did that game ever get to be like that? I mean, but what's his name was throwing picks left and right. So I don't know. It's weird. So yeah. So here's where we're sitting. Uh, all right, short pass. We've been doing short pass every time. Gosh, Jalen Carter. Oh, dang it. We just had to Vita Vea, um, and his crew, and now we got Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis and whoever the heck else, Brandon Graham, if he's still playing, that guy is gonna play until he's like 100 and still be good the entire time. So, oh, it's nothing is more worse than when you actually end up throwing between or around a target. Oh, this is interesting. Uh, where was that going? Uh, there we go. Oh, oh, couldn't get the other one. Oh, are you serious? Just a little late. A little late. Are you serious? It went right over the second one. Oh man, man, we're sucking. Close, close, but no cigar. So it is again. We're still in progress of getting used to how this game feels, and that's probably the best way to put it, right? I don't see that the controls are much different. It's just how they feel, right? Knowing, because I mean, really, that's what it is. It's using the knowing when to throw, not throw, cut, not cut, and so it's getting used to that, getting the timing. God dang it. It's much easier to do this stuff when you're not talking at the same time. So you can just concentrate on just doing and not having to talk at the same. One last one. Mr. Nealon. And a fumble. Nice. Oh, look, we got the gold already. Every time I come through there, I was like, is there any way to get the gold in just two um, turns and not need all three? So that's the first time I've done that. All right. And then what we've done is we've switched to half pads and we split the reps. So I think it gives us less injuries. Saquon Barkley is and his offensive line are going to be tough to slow down. I know they're going to be tough. Back to full street strength. We got Jordan Phillips all healed up. You can get him back on the field as you like. Well, we can't because he's on IR, and I don't think you can bring. I don't know if they still have the 8 weeks or not. All right. All right. It's 300 and some odd snaps, and so he's short. And then why are you showing me same? Did I not? Oh, Brendan Wash. Okay, no, no, it's the same ones. Okay, let's see. Manage staff. And let's pick the right goals. Okay. 24 points or less. Let's get after this quarterback. Jalen Hurts. Yeah. Good luck with that. Um, they have been struggling this year, so if this is just a thing where it's going to keep showing the same ones over and over again and keeps telling you that that's going to get annoying. All right, here we go. Let's look here. Oh, he can return. What do we do, guys? This is going to be tough. Don't have a spot for you, bro. Or do I? I thought he was done for 8 weeks. So he's not done. Where can I find a place for you, bro? As much, there you are. As much as I like you, you're really not doing much for me. So we will do that. And then we got to go into the depth chart. Get control over it. Yep, that's right. Okay, so Mozzie Phillips. Gotta be honest with you, Mozzie is proving to be very good right there. So we'll just let that stay like that. And we'll see who's better. Phillips or, okay, yeah, he's better than Johnson. So we'll let it go like that. Yeah, we'll let it play. That's how I would have done it. Right there. Nice. Okay. Okay. I'm nervous. You know what I'm saying? Again, this is a lot easier when nobody's watching. Granted, nobody's watching right now, but it is a chance that somebody will be watching at some point going, what in the heck was this guy doing? And then there's me just sitting there going, I don't know, man. I'm still learning.
Of the NFL, and we'll be watching Jake Ferguson. He's going to be a busy man in the passing game. It's the Cowboys and the Eagles, and it's coming up next. This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we join you from South Philly, close to 70,000 Lincoln Financial Field, home of the Eagles. To be with you, Mike Tirico.
I'm going to have to pause this recording for a minute. My dog is barking. He's being a pain. He doesn't like being left alone.
Against the other team's defense.
Very high maintenance. Boxer.
On the field here today.
In their minds, there's no question they are competing against one another, and I think that's what makes this league so fun is when these guys, they know each other, they study each other, they've worked together in the off seasons.
Okay, so first things first, let's just, since we can do that quickly, 10-0. Holy cow. I'm not going to complain about that. Remember what my perfect game is? 56-0. God dang it. I could see it wasn't going to last. 10-7. All right, so switch to slow. Offense.
All that separates these two sides has half number 2. Kicks off. It'll return this from the 10.
Nice return. Nice return.
Position to start as the return is past the 40.
Am I as mad at Dak in this universe compared to the other one? No. Is he still throwing interceptions? Yeah. Just not as many, I don't think. I haven't looked.
The drive starts with a run.
Get away.
And he's fighting and trying to get back to the
That dang Carter.
This is going to be a loss of a yard.
With the struggles they had running the ball in the first half, Mike, it makes sense that they're trying here early in the second to get.
Oh, I should have looked to see what kind of struggles we had running the ball in the first half.
Another rush, another loss of yards.
God, that looked awful, that pass.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out front.
We're only out in front by 3 points, guy.
11 here on third down.
That is temporary. Okay.
Shotgun snap for Prescott. He's got a receiver, and that's Lamb. And he's out of bounds, but not until he gets inside
Uh-oh.
the 25-yard line.
Big Davis.
Following
Big Davis.
The completion, we'll get a stoppage here for
Now,
an injured player.
one thing that I noticed is for the user, when a player goes down like that, they're out for a quarter, a game, a couple of games, a couple weeks. One play, and then they're back in. To be honest with you, I can't even tell if he's in there now.
Here's Zeke. Not much there.
See, barely getting back to the line of scrimmage. Our line is not holding up.
Frustration on the running back space as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like,
Well, he should be frustrated.
he was
Like, come on, guys.
to the defense. Great job.
Then again, maybe he just...
On second down, it's Dak. He's got
Nice. Nice.
He'll be taken down.
Good job holding on to that. 36 touchdowns.
On the season.
Well, he had such a great first half throwing the football. There's no reason to think, Mike, coming out here for the start of the third, that anything's going to change. He's picked up right where he left off, and the numbers are indicative of just how well he's played.
What I need to do is possibly just pick the same plays that I picked for Dowdle.
First down and goal.
Don't try to get too cute.
From the shotgun, it's Dak. He's got it at the 3.
I hate when they stick those hands out like that. When the hands come out like that, it's like, what are you doing, man?
In the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position, and depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Second down, Prescott.
Oh, shoot. I ran right into him. Who's that? Williams.
Defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
Third and goal.
Okay, they're blitzing.
Operating from the gun. Here's Dak. To the goal line and in.
Oh, boy.
Number 15 for him on the season.
That might be a little too much confidence on the arm there.
A record breaker. He has set the NFL standard, the most receiving touchdowns in a single season.
That's not even possible.
Three now for the extra point.
Are they adding more touchdowns in there than? Did you heard that, right? I heard that.
Cowboys will get out in front.
The most receiving touchdowns in a single season. That's 23 by um, Randy. Yeah, I know. I can't think of his last name right now, which is Moss. Randy Moss. And we are about 8 touchdowns away from there. And not enough games in the season to get close. So, 8 rushing touchdowns. Crazy. Then Mayfield at 6. What the heck?
Hurts looking to throw on first down.
Osa.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to.
I think they were making fun of what's his name in his squats. I mean, that's not a squat.
He ran out of time, and that's all
But
the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Now Jalen Hurts on second down.
Holy cow, they were back there again. I'm kind of maybe
3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
It's good to see another quarterback under duress like mine is.
Open man left side is Brown.
4th and 2. What are they doing? Uh-oh.
He got a lot of what he needed, but just not enough. The mark is a couple of yards shy of the first down. Here comes 4th down.
To be honest with you, I expected them to go for it. They always do.
To return, it is Turpin.
What in the world?
And the Cowboy offense set to go again. And he comes into these.
All right.
Touchdown passes.
We're gonna do something first. We hadn't done it yet, so we're gonna do it now. Parsons over on this side and Lawrence on this side. Nealon. We're gonna bump you up, and then we're gonna come up here. First things first. We're going to. I'm going to do the little file experiment again. And then we're going to boom, then boom, overshown. And then OSA for persons. And then it's not the same play available to me, but this one is close enough.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. You start this on the ground.
Oh, Elliott just couldn't get to the edge. Was that Graham? That's Graham right there, right?
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this.
I don't disagree with you. I want that safety to come up.
But that's exactly the case here.
He did. Oh.
Bring him down on the other side of midfield.
I was looking at that safety. I was like, if he comes up, CD's going to be open. And you see, that was a weak throw. I don't know what's going on there.
Ourselves, are they content with this double-digit lead? Do they come out and play conservative here in the second?
We are never content with a double-digit lead.
To get our answer, they continue to get chunk plays like this. This thing could get out of reach fast.
Yep, there's Davis right back in there.
They'll run Zeke up the middle,
and Zeke just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage because we can't block.
Downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball.
I hit the wrong button.
We saw this guy here. He's able
so we're going to have to adjust.
Keep it to no gain.
Now a second down throw for Prescott.
Thank goodness. I hit the wrong button there. That was not the play I wanted. And then there was nothing that I could do there. It's like, okay, let me alter the route.
He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Have you noticed every single one of Dak's passes, CD's got to reach back for them instead?
Here, he's got a first down.
I mean, he's under duress there, but I mean, every pass is like barely getting there. What's up with that? Yeah, they're just giving me the same. They're not giving me anything good to run. All right, fine.
Prescott now.
Even that one, you see how he's got to reach? It's like, I wonder if I'm throwing on my back foot, off my back foot, so we're not getting any power there.
Good for a first down. They'll throw again. Dak. His pass right side.
Oh, nice.
And he's
Nice.
C.D. Lamb. Touchdown, Cowboys. 2 touchdowns for him in the game and 60 on the year.
Did he say 16 on the year, right? It sounded like he said 60. And I'm like, 60? Where's he?
The PAT is Aubrey.
Oh, fun fact. I found out last game, Aubrey, and then I don't know if it's true for this game, but through the end of last game, Aubrey has not missed a field goal all season. And I'm like, seriously?
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. This taken at the 5. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line.
Oh, here we go. Scariest running back in the league.
Set to take over again. We show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. As you can see, he's right up there among the best in the league.
I didn't even pay attention who's number 1.
On first down, it's Hurts. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down.
Third base.
They give it to Barkley. They'll get him behind the blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. DeMarcus Lawrence, they're on the stop. On third down, here's Hurts. That'll be caught left side. It's Goddard. 6 catches for him in the ball game now.
6 catches.
For a first down.
We have problems with tight ends and receivers and quarterbacks and running backs. We have a problem with offenses.
And good yardage there after the catch to wind up.
Harris Campbell.
7 on first down. On second down, Hurts. He's got the 2021 Heisman winner. That's Devontae Smith.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
Uh-oh.
Angling to the sideline, inside the 35.
All right, we got to bow up. We got to bear down.
Eagles first down.
Fighting yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks, so don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have.
I don't want to give them friendly run looks.
With just a little bit of mix of the run.
I want to be as unfriendly as possible. Ooh. Diggs sticking his head in there.
Second down.
That'd be the first time in like 3 years that he's done that. I think it was actually 2 seasons ago against Cincinnati. That was the last time he did that.
In the pistol. Quick throw, taken in.
When Dak was out
Eagles are gonna
and we beat Cincinnati
taken down at about
with Rush at quarterback. Play of the game at the end to seal the game and prevent the first down.
the gun. Here's Hurts.
Get him!
And
Nice.
he'll be taken down back at the 20-yard line.
Sometimes you just have to know when the play is over and live to play another down. He has pressure coming right at him, and instead of just throwing the ball away, he tries to escape, he tries to get creative, and he ends up losing a lot more yards than he should have.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I was going to say, does he have the throw the ball away trait?
Now it's Hurts.
Seriously, I just watched the ball sail between 4 Cowboys. And I'm like, can one of them at least just try to jump at it? You know what I mean? Throw your body in there. Something, you know?
Elliott on now for the PAT.
I'm like, my receivers, did he run like that? Besides CD.
And the Eagles back within 10. It's now 24 to 14.
24 to 14.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. This fielded at about the 9.
Keep going. Nice.
Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40.
All right, let's get to it.
And Dak Prescott set to take over again. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose
I feel like we scored twice. Oh, it was 10-7 at the half. Like, I feel like we scored twice, but there's only...
Right throughout this one.
Okay. So we have expanded the lead. Okay.
Here's 1st and 10.
Oh my God. Oh, that was me. I needed to take that right up inside there. He gave me the opening, and I ran right into the defender, thinking I needed to take it outside. I needed to cut it up inside there. That was me. 100%.
Shotgun snap for Prescott. Pass brought in by Ferguson. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground in line, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive.
Oh, I threw it too soon. Oh, I threw it right to him. Like, yeah. I told you. Even where it's set, I could probably set it all the way to 0 and still throw picks. Now, that could be me.
He gets that forward for a gain of 9.
But, yeah. All right, 1 quarter left.
We are through.
1 quarter left, and I've really put our team in a bad spot. Defense, you gotta bail me out here.
To throw on 2nd down is Hurts.
There you go, Mozzie. Thank you.
Receiver, and down he goes.
Somebody's listening.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Throwing is Hurts. And he's going to
Jordan Lewis.
He has been under fire all
Jordan
game.
Lewis.
Here comes the
Thank
Eagles
you,
bunch
brother. Thank you.
As he's on here to punt this one away. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback.
All right, let's get back at this and let's do it right this time. All right.
Prescott on first down. There's that man again. Another catch.
Got to, man. He's the only one getting open. Well, he's not, but he's the only one I see.
And a milestone grab. Not just a first down,
100 catches, back-to-back seasons.
The countdown was on all game, and we've reached the milestone. Catch number 100 on the season.
Flipping it.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. From the shotgun, it's Dak. Open man down the field.
That's it, Fergie.
It'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
All right.
Cooking to begin this drive. This play going for 30
Oh,
yards.
hit the wrong button.
They'll come up first and 10 at the 40.
Okay.
Operating from the gun. Here's Dak. Catch is made there on the left side by Cooks. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Handoff, Ezekiel Elliott heading left. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's third down.
I was going to say that's like a gain of 3. Take what you can get. Don't be greedy.
Now, Prescott.
Oh. Did you see the head? His head just got in the way. It was like, God dang it, I just got to get it over his head. Oh. All right. This is a lot of pressure now because he hasn't missed one all year.
I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
So it's up on me, man. Every time I kick now, it's like.
It's good. And the Cowboys will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter.
It's like, that's a lot of pressure now.
Continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
And a decent return there. They'll get this up just shy of the 30.
Come on.
The Eagles offense ready to come back out for this next possession. The deficit is double digits, so what to do?
Get in there. Okay, nice.
He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down.
Got 0 takeaways today. Does that mean we need to get one here? Because I'll be more than happy to have one.
Now a screen
Oh,
and he's going to be brought down.
scariest sight. Barkley running open. Just running out there in the open.
A shotgun snap now to Hurts. That's to the right side and incomplete. They'll try again here. Second and 10. Here's Hurts. That one is caught by.
Let's say tackle him, man. Tackle him.
Maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up.
If you're gonna let him make the catch, tackle him at least.
To the air again. Hurts.
Or you can just let him run open like that.
Inside the 25-yard line.
Here's when your hand starts to get a little clammy.
We'll work here from the pistol.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Kendricks.
It's incomplete.
I just need 3 more plays just like that.
Again, Hurts. To the outside, he's got Smith. And he'll be
3rd and 2.
to look it in and get
How much we want to bet it's going to be a run? Oh, I would have lost that. Get him!
Taking off, he'll try to get there.
Mozzie, that was your opportunity, man. You got to keep that hole closed.
Plays are killers.
They are killers, man.
Then you think you have a chance for your pass rush to get you off the field. Instead, he gets away, picks up some tough yards, and sets his team up 1st and goal.
I hate those hits from behind. It pushes them forward.
Down to the 2-yard line.
It's like he's holding them up, and then boom, 2 more yards. Guess who's running?
From the shotgun, it's Hurts. He's got his big tight end. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 2 touchdowns for him now in the afternoon. Elliott, good on the extra point. And the Eagles are back within 6.
Oh, this is in Philly, too.
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a 1-score game.
We don't like this.
He'll start at the 2. And he's brought down right.
It's like, why do you have to play like this, man? You're not going to the playoffs.
A lot harder than it is. Mm-hmm. A reliable target like this, and he just continues.
It's like, do you hate us that much?
There's no reason to look anywhere else. Not only has he put together a tremendous game statistically, but he's just been flat out dominant.
From 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10.
I have to bring Dowdle in.
Straight ahead, it's Elliott. And a strong 1st down run, a pickup of 9.
Zeke just doesn't have any burst to him.
Again, here's Zeke. He'll bring this to the 40. That's good enough to move those chains. It's a 1st down. Prescott now. Open man, downfield. It's CeeDee Lamb. He's down inside.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
His 11th grab of the game. And a 1st down.
And really the key to this play was just how fast he was able to get through his progressions. His mind was able to process and go from 1 to 2 to 3 so quickly that he was able to get the ball to the right target on time. And I think so often those two things are different. Being open is one thing. Being open and getting the ball on time, that's what leads to success. And that's what we saw here.
And it'll be taken down.
There we go.
25-yard line. That's a gain of 11. And they'll move the chains with another 1st down.
4-minute offense, Mike. So what does it mean? 1, make the defense use all of their remaining timeouts. 2, continue to pick up 1st downs, milk the clock. And then 3, if possible, finish with the ball in your hands.
They'll stick with Elliott. For a loss. No big game that carry. It's 2nd down.
At this stage in the 4th quarter, great job by the defense, understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
2nd and 11. Now Prescott.
No! As I was setting up the play, I'm going like, don't do anything stupid. Like, throw that ball. And as soon as I saw the coverage, I'm like, I should have ran with it. I should have just had Dak pull it down and run. Take the sack. Sack would have been better than this.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Come on, D. Save me. Save me from my own stupidity.
To the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it.
No challenge?
Here's third down and a few inches.
Nothing irks me more when I just watch him just run by the guy instead of tackling him. It's not like he put a move on you either. You just ran right by him. Look, there's no move. Nothing.
In the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The linemen
You're just giving him more room to run.
That quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions, or else it's going to lead to a penalty.
Save me, please.
So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game.
I just saw him running open in the field, just going on in for the touchdown. I don't know how that was defended.
They'll drop to throw.
And again, just run at the guy and then let him just run around you.
9 receptions on the game, and that was a first down.
Nine receptions. After a minute, you think he's C.D. Lamb or something.
Turn and go. One good.
Guys, you got to hold him up, man. You got to hold him up. Keep him from scoring, man. Save my butt. Save me.
Quickly to the outside.
I could have sworn that was an interception. I'm like, how did that ball get through the player?
To the air on first down.
Right here. See? What in the world?
Great job of knowing when to do it.
F. No one else, no one to blame but me. Just come on, guys.
He'll be wrapped up there, down at the
Come on, just play the same defense that they play against me. Come on.
A pistol snap back to Hurts. That is caught by the tight end.
Oh, frick.
The extra point by Elliott is good. And the Eagles will take the lead here in the fourth quarter.
And I'm still kicking myself. I'm just sitting here kicking myself because we had the game. If I had just not been stupid, it wasn't absolutely necessary to throw at all. Except we weren't running the ball.
Position to start this drive.
Frick.
The Cowboys offense.
How many timeouts do we have? I don't want to see all this crap. How many timeouts do I have? Got all three. All right.
They'll come up here first and 10. From the shotgun, it's Dak.
Oh my God! Ah, oh my God, dudes, come on! That is not okay. Dude, seriously, this is really what we're gonna face. Is I'm not even gonna have time to throw?
Operating from the gun, here's Dak. In the middle of the field, it's taken by C.D. Lamb. Final minute, still 2 timeouts remaining as we get to first and 10. Shotgun snap for Prescott. A dive and a catch. Incredible. That's a timeout for Dallas. It's their
Oh my goodness gracious.
to go in the football game.
The one time I need an offensive line. Come on. This game, seriously, is going to make me swear.
This is 1st and 10. Prescott.
You kidding me? I don't even know where he was going with the ball, to be honest with you. The only reason that I was throwing to Ferguson, and Ferguson was not there. The only reason he got his hands on the ball was because someone tipped it and bounced it in the air.
Second down.
Where were you going, Dak, with that?
Throw again. Dak. That's into the hands of the veteran Cooks. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. His 50th reception on the season.
Man.
First down to go with it.
All right. I have no more timeouts, so I got a kick. I was hoping.
Pressure kick coming now for Brandon Aubrey.
Oh, frick you.
Here's a timeout for Philadelphia. That is their second. They stop it with 14 seconds to go.
All right, I've never seen it, what it looks like.
Coming now for Brandon Aubrey. This one he's got to have. This kick is good. And they take the lead in the final minute of this game.
Well, there's no more pressure. Very simple. You make it, you win.
No, I don't like it. I don't like it. This is not what I signed up for.
Most likely the victory.
So we said screw it, kick it into the end zone. You can have it at 30. You only got 2 plays. Now, Madden being Madden, are you freaking kidding me that we gave him
24 on the first play.
do not give up the play, any play.
He'll take a shot.
All right,
So
come on. All right. Woo.
they took the end zone shot of the final play. It's a heartbreaking finish, as this one will come to an end. So it's a win here for the visiting Cowboys. That is now 6 consecutive victories. They are making it look easy out there.
No, they are
Continue
not.
their winning ways.
The last game made it look easy out there. This
For our entire team,
looked like
this has been a
heck.
presentation of the NFL on EA Sports.
So they outscored us by a point in the second half.
So long, everyone.
We were up by 3 at half, and then we win by 2. So I lost the second half. That's how I view it. Oh, that was ridiculous. That was absolutely ridiculous. Let's look at the player stats real quick. 2 interceptions. I threw both of them. Rushing, 2.8 yards a carry. He could not, there was no open holes anywhere. Lamb saved the game for us, period. Sacks, Parsons 1.5, Lawrence 1.5, Osa 1.5, Mozzie with 1, Lewis with a half a sack. Interceptions, Brown and Blankenship. Us, Cowboys 0. All right, let's get out of here. So there it is. We won, barely. Yeah, I'm not one of those people that like, oh, at least we won. No, no, I'm not. Because there's so much that needs to be fixed and corrected. And when I make the mistakes, they definitely need to be fixed and corrected. And when they're not getting fixed and corrected, like I keep making that same stupid throw, then I get very annoyed with myself. All right, staff. Oh, we got 44 points. Something happened. All right, that we got all these points. Let's see. Unless I just didn't spend the ones from before. So we'll do that. And actually, do we want to bring in another guy? Oh, we can. It's 30. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to knock down the cost of defensive stuff. All right, let's see. Still got 14 players to negotiate with. And the last game of the season is going to be the Washington Commanders. And again, they show us the same stupid ones as being brand new. Let's see. So what we still have as far as negotiations, we have to decide if we want Dak, and right now it'll be like 55 a year. Still got 100. We have to decide on these three. I know I had already re-signed Osa. Let's look at this. 6 sacks. So he wasn't doing so well when I was looking to re-sign him again. So I was like, maybe not. But he's picked it up since. And so he might be worth re-signing. Lawrence is just, he's gotten to that age, but where is it? Look at this. He's got 7.5 sacks, but if we look here, he had 14 in 2017, and then 10, and then never again. Which is really crazy because I believe it was this season. He had like 3 sacks in one game against the Giants. So it's like, what happened? Like, I don't think season stats, you can't pick which, you can't pick which season. So, I mean, right now, this is his best season, TFL's since, in 4 years. So we have to figure out, what do we think? Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, Micah isn't lighting up the scoreboard either this year. I mean, I don't even know if he's got 10 sacks or not yet. Lewis, we're not. McQuamu, we're not. We're most likely not going to pay him. We can pick him back up in free agency if we need to. We have to decide if we want to pay this guy, I think, 10 to 15 million a year, and let him and build him up, or we pay this guy 50 million a year, 55 million a year, right? So if we signed that other guy, then we could re-sign these two, no problem. Keep Zach around for another year, and then we would just have to decide, you know. As a matter of fact, we wouldn't keep any of these guys. Maybe Rush, Cooper Rush, just because he's not that expensive. He's only 3.5, 4 million a year. If we'd sign him for multiple years, we'd probably be signing him at 2 years, 8 million. Um, if we keep Chauncey would be about 3 years, 15 million total. Well, right now he's looking at 5.5, so 18 million. This one though, this is intriguing, and he's not interested, so you have to pay him extra. And looking at this, we're talking right now. You could probably get him at 15 million a year for about 5 years. So that isn't awful, right? That's $75 million contract total. That's not even. That's just basically a year and a half of one of his contract. And I mean, granted, but this one's younger. I think his ceiling is still there, available to him, and then it depends on how we, develop him. So, and then that gives us more money for free agency to actually play in it, right? Because then we would still have about 40, $50 million of cap room. Whereas if we sign him, that's half our cap right there, half the cap room that we have left. And then if we sign him and him, that's the rest of it. And then we just have money for rookies and cheap free agents. So we could go in and sign somebody pretty decent in the offseason. I think that's the way I'm leaning. I think really that's the way I'm leaning. So I got to be honest with you. I think this is Dak's last season as a Cowboy. And then next season will be the Lance era, right? Or whatever rookie we bring in. I think that's how we're going. So we are the 3 seed in the playoff picture. And this is what it's looking like. Miami is number 1. Detroit, number 1. And then you got the Ravens are the 2 seed, along with the Panthers over here, which is just crazy to me because they did not look good at all. So the fact that they're the 2 seed, who are they beating? And then Atlanta was doing well, but they've fallen off. Seattle's back in the run, in the picture. Arizona, I mean, Kyler Murray must be doing something over there. Look, Minnesota's in the picture, and in Green Bay. So the NFC North is really kicking butt right now. But Arizona, that is crazy. What happened to San Francisco? I don't know what is going on with San Francisco right now. But you could call it the Super Bowl hangover. But that's where we're at. Let's just look real quick here while we got you. So our league leaders, Mahomes is just 90 yards ahead, 89 yards ahead of Dak. Dak, I believe, is the leader in the clubhouse for touchdowns. Josh Jacobs, new team, but still just running over everybody. That's probably why Green Bay's back in the running. Mixon killing it in Houston. ATN has finally got his legs under him and Jax. Then look at Lamb. Lamb is just taking it up, going away. Cup must have got hurt or something because Cup was leading, and then Lamb overtook him. And then There you are. There we go. Um, and then sack wise, Crosby, man, that guy's a beast. And then Watt, another beast. And then it still kills me that the Cowboys could have drafted Watt and instead went with Taco. Oh God. Hmm. They can draft linemen offensive. That's for certain. And then look, Von Miller, 40 years old. He ain't 40, but still, you know what I'm saying? Might as well be. And look at him. He is just going strong as ever. And then Diggs, I mean, not like he was in the other universe, but in this universe, he's still leading the league in interceptions. Only half as many as he had in the other. Well, he was up to 10, and but now he's only got 6. And then, is that Devin White? Terrell Edmonds. Is it Terrell or is it the other one, Tremaine? Tremaine Edmonds. Chicago, yeah, Tremaine. And then Ernest Jones, I believe. All right. And then we come in here real quick. So you can see Dak is number 2 in passing yards, number 1 in passing touchdowns. The passer rating I don't like because it includes other quarterbacks that haven't really thrown the ball that much. I think Zeke was what, 6th, and he's look 1,100 yards rushing with 11 touchdowns. That's just crazy. That's just crazy. And then CD is just killing it. And then, yep. And then look at Dowdle, right? Because Hill's gone, so you don't see Hill anymore. But we needed to get 1,300 yards, and we needed to get 15, and we got it. We successfully hit those goals. And then, can Tolbert hit 1,000? I don't think so. He needs 129 yards in the last game. 8.5 sacks for Parsons. Can he get double digits? He needs a sack and a half in the last game, so he needs to go off. Diggs is 8 from the record. Record is 14, and he's not going to get that in one game, so he's nowhere near that. Oh, that's right. We wanted to look at. So he is field goals, 20 attempted, 20 made. Longest 53, 61 extra points, 61 made. He hasn't even missed the trash can when he's thrown paper away. So, just so you know, he doesn't miss. And then, real quick here. Oh, we're number 2 in offense, number 12 in defense yards. Where are we at? Number 1 in scoring, only because of the last 3 games, and 11th in score points allowed. All right, so that's a better turnaround. And MVP right there. Coach of the year. Look who is in the running now. Is that crazy or what? First female coach of the year. It's possible, right? Lamb, offensive player of the year. There's Dak. Defensive player of the year, I mean, Diggs is kind of in the running. Parsons is kind of in the running, but they don't stand a chance. Offensive rookie, Caleb Williams. Yeah, I can see that. Defensive player, rookie of the year. Ugh. I gotta tell you though, from what I've seen of Jared Verse, he might be the real deal. Look out for that guy. I am curious about Brian Murphy though. I really want to see what he turns into. And Edrin Cooper, right? Edgerrin Cooper was my favorite player in the draft, so we'll see. Favorite defensive player, so we'll see. Favorite offensive player, I think it was actually two between two different folks. One is actually on this list, Jonathan Brooks. Yeah, it's kind of ironic, huh? And then here's the other one right there. Actually, and then number three right there, right? But I think number one, I was most intrigued by Xavier Leggett, right? But then Jonathan Brooks was the player I wanted the Cowboys to go after, and I was hoping he would make it to them. Um, but then also Marvin Harrison, man, that dude, he can fly and he makes it look effortless, right? He doesn't look like he's ever running fast. He just glides to an open spot in the field and no one is there with him and he just, and you throw it and he just catches it. And it's just crazy. It's a thing to behold. Look at Zeke right there in the running. Lamb, Tyler, and Zach. Oh, look, BB making a name for himself. There we go. Parsons, because I didn't change him to linebacker. I just, even though he is playing in a linebacker position, he is still considered a right end. Um, and then there's Demarcus right there, and then nobody linebacker wise, and then Diggs, which is surprising, right? And then of course, what do you expect? He hasn't missed a field goal or extra point all season. Um, it'll be crazy if he doesn't, if he makes it through the next game too. Okay, so that is where we are going to be leaving it. And, I am liking this playthrough a little bit more just because I feel like I'm improving. My play is improving, but it just feels more like it should, right? This last game, 30-28, was still awful in my opinion, but it's there was some self-inflicted wounds there, but I I think a lot of things are where they're supposed to be, and again, I'm just surprised a little bit about how things have changed and turned around with this particular season, especially with these records, right? Philly just completely out of it. Chicago, I was really hoping they would do better. Um, Carolina, I am shocked, just amazed at 12-4, dude. 12-4. Okay. Detroit, that was expected. Arizona, I mean, it's like the NFC West decided, you know what? We're just gonna. I don't know what happened to San Francisco. I don't know what happened to the Rams. I thought the Rams would, especially, they were putting together a decent team. Um, so yeah, it's very interesting how this turned out, and can't wait to see. So yeah, Demarcus Lawrence has been mentoring Nealand all year, and I don't like the way that it's being portrayed, right? Because it does look at like Demarcus Lawrence. His trait is, oh my God, I forget what his player trait is, and Nealon is an entertainer, right? I'm like, entertainer? That's not Nealon at all. Um, so it doesn't make sense, the trait, but whatever Demarcus Lawrence's trait is, which is team player, conflicts with Nealon's trait, and which is entertainer. And it's like, well, if Demarcus Lawrence is a team player, then he should get along with pretty much anyone, right? No matter what their trait is. But since they're not the same trait, it negatively impacts whatever the goal is. So, granted, he has gotten a lot of XP extra throughout the season, but it's always, well, he could have done better if they were more compatible. And it's like, okay, we might want to tweak that one a little bit. Figure that one out a little bit more. But so yeah, and so it's been playing out all season long. Like every 3 to 4 weeks, um, there's an update, and Nealon gets some extra XP, which is good because yeah, hey, I'll take all the XP that if it makes my guy go up as far as improve. So yeah, but there it is. So we will see. Other than that, I think that's it. We're all caught up. We got one game left in the season, and then it's time for the playoffs. Playoffs, and I don't. We won't get a bye because we're not the number one seed. So we'll be playing wild card weekend, and we'll see how that goes. Right? I can't be throwing up the ball like I have been, and yeah, all willy nilly. So there it is. All right, guys. Remember, like, comment, comment. Tell me what you're thinking. How you like this format. This. I love this format. Tell you the truth, this is the way I like to play the games. Right. That sim through the first half, and then overcome whatever I have to overcome in the second half. Right. And that way you're not playing an hour every game. Each game, so you can knock out a game in like 20 or 30 minutes, right? Because you're only really playing half the game, but you're still getting your stats boosted with the first half, and you're trying to really, like I said, make up for whatever happened in the first half, or keep whatever happened in the first half going, and right, and not mess things up, which I almost just did. So that's it. Remember, subscribe, keeps it going, makes it so that we can keep doing this and hopefully keep building things out. All right. So we'll see you next time. You be good. All right. Bye.